Hi, hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be making a quick video today about all of the archer classes in the game. I want to go really fast with this initial part. I'm going to be showing you guys the gear, what I did, the entire process of the testing, and this video is going to have a couple of parts. I'm going to be showing you a quick demonstration of how the classes work and the skills that they have. I'm going to move on after that to showing you guys as well the equipment that I have and everything that I have gotten so far, my experience going from level 1 to level 30 with all of these different classes, and which is the class that I would recommend to start with if you're playing a ranger, sorry, an archer, and then which other class you should be using once you finish up with the first one that you would take. After that, I'm going to be showing a demonstration of me killing pretty much every single level 30 to 33 monster available in the game. Just for you guys to be able to see every single class in action, how much damage they do, how long it takes them to kill monsters, right? So it's going to be a quick demonstration that you will be able to see all three at the same time in the screen, killing a monster, right? And I'm going to be doing like probably 5 monsters one after the other, so that you guys can see and decide then which is the one that you like the most. So let's start with this real quick. First of all, we have 3 classes for the archer archetype. One of them is the one that you see here, that is Ranger. Ranger is a pet class, your pet is the one tanking, and it's as simple as that. The pet would have a provoke, so you can press the provoke. If you grab it from here from your skill bar, from the skill bar of the monster, and then you put it here on your bar, you can then use it from here. In my case, it's bugged because I have to relock for it to work, but that's the way that it works. Ranger is pretty good. It heals the pet with this skill. You can also use Link Rejuvenation to heal as well. You don't really use mana, even though, I mean, yeah, the class uses mana, but what I mean is that you don't really have to use any mana potions or wait and rest for getting more mana, because you can always use a Spirit Burst Arrow, and it will give you a mana recovery skill that pretty much would keep your mana at 100% all the time. You do have some AoE capabilities with this skill that I never use, and you would see it in my demonstration that I would never be using this skill, because it's ass, it deals no damage, and it takes 2 stacks of Spirit Link, and I generally don't want to waste my skills. You have 2 stuns, one that you can use yourself, and one that you can command your pet to use it, and you have an attack speed that is casting speed and movement speed buff that would increase both you and your pet stats. And you have a Spirit Shot, which is a long casting skill that deals the most amount of damage. So your main skills are Spirit Shot, Spirit Life Arrow, and Spirit Burst Arrow, because they are the ones that deal the most amount of damage. This one, I guess if you have extra stacks, you can use it, but I never use it, to be honest. Right? You can also imbue your weapon with this skill, and it would allow you that your basic attacks now would deal some additional nature damage, as you can see. That's pretty much this class. We move on now to Dustbow. I do like Dustbow. It has more utility. You have Dark Dexterity that increases your dexterity. As you can see, at level 30 is 33. You do have Umbral Arrows that would also give you an imbuement for your weapon, and it would increase your attack speed, and then all your damage now deals shadow damage. Right, that's really good, because you're not dealing physical damage. It's kind of like a spell damage, which means that if any monster is weak, is resistant to piercing damage, which is the type of damage that you do with all bows, it doesn't affect Dustbow. But if an enemy is resistant to shadow damage, then definitely you would be in a pinch. That's the reason why I recommend that you always have all of the archer classes if you're playing archers anyways, right? So for this class in particular, every time that you attack or use your skills, you get a stack of infused shadows. Whenever you get 6 stacks of that, you get shadow form, and shadow form would allow you to use Eclipse Barrage, which is your big nuke. And once you use Eclipse Barrage, I'm not sure if this is a bug or if it is a feature, but every time that you use it, it gives you back the stack of shadow form, and then you can use Boy Sting, which deals some damage over time and reduces the healing for the enemy, right? Rotation, very simple. You start by rooting your enemy with this skill, Nightfall Snare. Then after that is Phantom Shot, Shadow Volley, Dark Needles, and then immediately you get the Shadow Form. That's Eclipse Barrage, Poison. And then after that, it's just guiding the enemy around, running, waiting for your cooldown, which are not really that long, and then just using your skills. All of your skills can be used by moving, while you're moving. The only one that you cannot use when you're moving is the one that deals the snare, the one that would root the enemy for 4 seconds. This one will have you stop there. It's only like 0.5 seconds, right? 0.4 actually. But yeah, that's Dustbow, pretty strong class. I do really like Dustbow a lot, but it is a class that requires you to be aware of your environment, avoiding the enemies, and making sure that you are keeping your distance, right? And using your cooldowns on time as well. You also do have this skill that would allow you to retreat 5 tiles. If you have your position of your camera like this, it would always work fine. But if you do something like, I'm running away from an enemy that is here, right? And I'm running in this direction, and I use my dart retreat, it sends me back to that enemy. You see, instead of sending me to that direction, where is where I want to go, if I want to continue escaping from the enemy coming from this side. So the skill is not working properly. It's a work in progress. And this one is just dodge rate. You have 50% chance to dodge every attack or a spell that comes to you for the next 4 seconds. Pretty nice class. I do like it a lot. Then we have Hunter. Hunter is a complicated class for the reason that you have many point and click skills. You have 2 traps, and as you can see, if you want to press this trap, for example, the barber trap, never click it. If I click the skill, oh, it is working now. Oh, okay, never mind. So they fix it. So before, when you click the skill, when you were to click the skills like this, it would not give you the option to select where you wanted to use the skill, but it would just immediately use the skill in a random position. Now they fix it, so that's really good. But pretty much what you have to do is you have to press the skill, and then after you press the skill, then you have to select an area and then use the skill. Then you have that for that trap, for this other trap, and also for the explosive shot. So it's 3 skills, and in the heat of a battle, when you're trying to run away from an enemy, it messes you up a lot. That's why I most of the times try to start by using these traps right away, and I pretty much try to only use these in specific situations as well. It deals some decent damage, but it's an AoE skill, so you don't have to expect this skill to do that much damage anyway. Rotation is simple. Always start with your hunting shot, because hunting shot would increase your physical damage by 8%. And it also allows that whenever you're attacking an enemy that is marked with this skill, concussive shot, then it would stun the enemy. A snaring trap would also root the enemy for 4 seconds. So you have many ways to keep your distance, but the class is messy, the cooldowns are long, and it is definitely a little bit more complicated to play than the other ones. Maybe I'm old, maybe a skill issue, I'm not sure, but that's my general opinion. Rotations may vary a lot. What I was doing when I was leveling up with this class is that I was using, in one battle I would use the stun, and then in the next, but I would never use the snaring trap, and then on the next battle I would use the snaring trap, because my stun would still be in cooldown, and then if my stun came back, I would not use it anyways. You save it for the next battle, so that I would have an easy time running away from the enemies, and keeping them away from me as well. For your barber trap, use it as many times as you can. And this is your last skill, which is very lackluster. I mean, Ranger gets a cool pet that is that deals more damage and is more tanky. A Dustbow gets Eclipse Barrage, which is a big nuke skill that also gives you back a stack of Shadow Form. And then as a hunter, you just get this, poison arrows. And it pretty much the only thing that it does is that it increases, it would put a stack of poison on the enemy for the next 3 attacks that you do. That's pretty much it. I dislike that skill a lot, to be honest. I don't like it. And the cooldown is 36 seconds. So if this was something that was like, let's say 12 seconds cooldown, it would be great, because you would be opening the battle with this, and then you would be chipping the HP of the enemy down a lot. And you can even use it again, right? It would be something that you would be able to use constantly and deal a lot of damage with it, right? It would have a downtime of like 8 seconds, because the poison only lasts for 4 seconds. But it's better than having a downtime of 32 seconds, right? Because you have to wait for the cooldown 32 seconds for you to be able to use it again. Pretty bad, to be honest. Again, that is not a general rotation, but pretty much this is what you do. Hunting shot, and then all of your other skills. And then, you can also use poison arrow, attack speed, and all of that. Enemy coming close, you stun it. Barbed trap, try to use it as much as you can. And then snaring trap again if the enemy is coming back to you. Conclusions for all classes after I have said this. Hunter, in my opinion, is the worst of all of the archers. Like, it's really bad, clunky to play, slow, cooldowns take a long time, doesn't really have any utility, like Ranger has a pet, healing, mana recovery, a lot of things. Dust will have attack speed, shadow damage, stuns, high mobility, and then Hunter has traps. And this one has 24 seconds cooldown. Also, something else that annoys me a lot is that your skills have a range of 8. All of your skills have a range of 8, so you can actually attack from pretty far away, as you can see. Like that, that's going to be the maximum range for this skill, right? I can cast it here, right? So from here, I will be able to attack this enemy with pretty much every single skill that I have on this class. You see, boom, boom, boom. I'm casting everything, but then I cast poison arrows. Oh, my basic attacks are also 8 now. Okay, I guess they pay attention to what I said for this class. Okay, so my basic attacks now also have 8 range, which is really good. And then I will be able to use my stun as well from this distance. But then what if I want to use a trap and start the battle at this distance and then after that use all my skills? Then let's try and see that. Now you see, I cannot. Because this trap have a range of 5. So all best I can do is put it here. Right? Oh, they increased the grabbing distance for the trap, it seems to be. Oh, that's really good. And then this one? Okay, this one is not working. Alright, we cannot have everything, right? But at least now, I guess that was one of my complaints. Keep in mind that I'm discovering new things now because I already did a really long review that if you guys want to see more details about every class, for all of these classes and every single skill, you can go to Discord, you can go to suggestion channel, and you can look for all of the 3 posts that I created for all of these classes early game, right? Early game, I mean level 1 to level 28. And then this review is for level 30 and up. Okay, the skills, and then that's everything for every class. And now let's go ahead real quick and show you guys the equipment. I have best in slot equipment for the level, right? I'm level 30. I leveled this class up myself, 1 to level 30. Took me a long time. I dedicated a lot of time to learn the classes, to actually experience the classes in battle, and to make sure that I can come here and actually provide a nice review of all of the classes. This is going to be Infiltrator Armor entire set enchanted with plus 12 Dexterity. Yes, that is something that is completely achievable for you at level 30. You would have enough gold to afford the dust that you would need to enchant your gear with this. And so long as you have the dust, if you come to me, Black Dragon in the game, I can enchant you with tier 7 enchantments for free. All you have to do is give me the dust that you have to buy yourself. I have best in slot Yore list as well. This is something that comes from later of the Exiles. This Band of Envy really, really strong because it would increase your damage by 28, and the damage of the Hunter bows, the Archer bows is very low, so this helps you a lot. Grand Smash Astro Blade is pretty much the best that you can have all the way up until pretty much almost level 35. So you would keep this with you. I guess level 33 is a good point in which you can change it. You would need to be lucky getting the Giant Rings at that time, because Giant Ring, even though the trinket is level 33, the Giant Ring drops from level 38 monsters. And then this one you can get it from level 30, Late of the Exiles as well. Reduces your health but increases your damage by 10%. Again, something that you would probably use until level 35. And my bow is an epic bow that changed all my damage to arcane damage. This doesn't work for Dustbow. Dustbow still would do shadow damage. But Hunter would change all his physical damage to arcane damage, which is not really good because, again, you have an increase of damage of 8% whenever you're doing physical attacks. And then since this is changing your damage to arcane, you're not taking advantage of that extra 8% increase in damage, right? I have enchanted this with Impact, which is 30 attack. Probably not the most affordable thing, but you can get it for like 30 gold, 20 gold, paying someone that has tier 8 enchantments, right? Again, not impossible. At this level, you for sure, I mean, I have made like around, let me see, I can show it. I have made almost 500 gold. More because I already paid for the enchantments. For this enchantment, it cost me 30 gold. All the way up until from level 1 to level 30. So it's easy to make gold. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Now I want to just let you know, guys, if you're deciding at any point to play an archer, right? If you want to play any of the archers, my recommendation is start playing with Ranger. Why? Because definitely if you are deciding to play archer, you are stuck with that. There is no other class that uses a bow, and you are only leveling up skills for using bows. So you are stuck with that, right? Start with Ranger because anyways you're going to get all of the different archer classes anyways. So start with Ranger because Ranger depends a lot of his pet on his pet So it is really good that you level that up first to level 25, right? You can see here my skills, and my spiritualism is level 25, right? Then that way you can level up, looking already summon your best pet, and whenever you need it, you would have a pet that is strong enough for killing the enemies that are at your level. If you do what I did, which is that I started as a hunter, and then from hunter I went to dustbow, and then from dustbow I went to ranger, that's the wrong way to do it. I learned it the hard way, because then I was not able to kill anything at my level because my pet was the level 1 pet that you get at the beginning of the game, and it was not strong enough to tank the enemies for me, and the class depends a lot on having your pet. After that, my recommendation is go with Dustbow. Dustbow is super strong, is my favorite of all of 3 classes, and I do enjoy the gameplay of Dustbow. I feel like it is the strongest one, is the best one as well for group content, the best DPS, the best damage overall. And Ranger is actually the second one because the pet make it very convenient for you to continually killing monsters. You can definitely kill monsters that are ahead of your level because you heal your pet a lot. You can use bandages on your pet as well and heal up your pet so that it doesn't die. So yeah. And then Hunter is a piece of shit. Right. That's pretty much my opinion with that, guys. I'm going to be ending this part of the video here. The next part of the video is going to be, you're going to be able to see the screen divided in 3, and I'm going to be showing you every single class killing at least 5 monsters for the range of level 30 to level 33, so that you guys can have a better idea of which class you definitely want to play with. At the end, I'm just going to give you my final thoughts, but for now, let's go ahead and check the battle. Okay guys, so thank you so much for joining me in this video. It was really nice to experience playing with archers. I have never played any of the range classes in this game, and archers was actually pretty interesting. I do enjoy playing Dustbow a lot, and I actually think that ranger is good to play but boring. That's my final thoughts. In regards to the testing that you were able to just see, keep in mind many of those monsters I was just trying to kill them for the first time. Also, when I was leveling up as an archer, I was always looking for the the most optimal enemies to kill. So I was not going for anything that was too hard that would have a resistance. Like something that I can say in regards to what you were able to see in the testing is that, for example, tree hounds are resistant to nature damage. So ranger, of course, takes longer to kill them. Also, as you can see, the primordials are pretty strong, but ranger was able to tank it without any problems. So probably that's the safest option when you want to kill monsters that are really strong. You can see also as well for Ebon Shades that it took me a long time for them to die as a Dustbow. And the reason for that is because they have a lot of shadow resistance. And Hunter had a really easier time because they are weaker to arcane damage, and my bow is transforming my damage into arcane. So there is many variables. You just have to consider what are your strengths, right? If you can find an enemy that you can kill easily, that you can, do a lot of damage to it. As you were able to see, I was killing light manifestations like it was nothing. They don't even do a lot of damage to you as a Dustbow, right? So those guys actually were the ones that I was killing a lot when I was leveling up. In any case, guys, I do think that all archers have their own gameplay and game style, but Hunter is definitely either too slow, too clunky to play, or just not fun at all, right? And I don't really like the skills that he has, especially the poison arrows having a 30-second cooldown. In any case, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please let me know if you want me to make an individual guide for every single class and how exactly you would play those specific classes versus specific enemies, and I'll make sure to do so. Or if you want another particular type of class that you want me to make a video about, please let me know in the comments as well. See you in the next one, and peace.